Talking to yourself is often seen as strange, awkward, even something people try to hide. You might have caught yourself doing it and immediately thought, wait, why am I talking out loud? But what if that habit isn't something to be embarrassed about? What if it's actually a sign of a focused, self-aware, and mentally strong mind? The truth is, that quiet voice you speak to when no one's around isn't loneliness. It's self-connection. And psychology shows, when used the right way, it can improve your thinking, your emotions, and even your confidence. So if you talk to yourself, this might completely change how you see it. Here are 5 powerful psychological insights about people who talk to themselves. First, they turn chaos into clarity. Psychology shows that speaking your thoughts out loud helps your brain organize information more effectively. When everything stays inside your head, it can feel overwhelming. Thoughts overlap, emotions mix in, and everything becomes unclear. The moment you say something out loud, your brain is forced to slow down and structure it. For example, imagine you're trying to make an important decision. In your head, it feels like a mess, too many options, too many worries. But when you say, okay, what are my choices here? You begin to separate things. Suddenly, the problem feels more manageable. So instead of overthinking, you're actually creating clarity. Talking to yourself becomes a tool for problem solving, not confusion. Second, they regulate their emotions better. Research indicates that self-talk helps people manage stress, anxiety, and intense emotions. When something upsets you, your emotions can take over quickly. But when you talk to yourself, you create a small space between you and what you're feeling. You might say, relax, this isn't as bad as it seems, or you've handled worse before. That simple act shifts your perspective. It's like stepping outside of the emotion and observing it, instead of being controlled by it. Think about someone stuck in anger or anxiety. Now compare that to someone quietly guiding themselves through it. That's not weakness, that's emotional control. People who talk to themselves in a calm, supportive way are often better at staying grounded during difficult moments. Third, they improve focus and performance. Studies show that self-talk can boost concentration and help people stay on track, especially during tasks that require effort. This is why athletes, students, and high performers often use it intentionally. You've probably done it without noticing. Saying things like, stay focused, one step at a time, or don't give up. Your brain responds more strongly when it hears your own voice. It becomes a direct instruction, not just a passing thought. For example, when you're working on something important but feel distracted, saying, focus, just finish this part, can bring your attention back instantly. In that moment, you're not just thinking, you're guiding yourself. And that's what separates distraction from discipline. Fourth, they develop deeper self-awareness. Research suggests that people who engage in self-talk tend to understand themselves better. When you talk to yourself, you naturally begin asking questions. Why did that bother me? Why do I feel this way? What do I actually want? And those questions matter. Most people avoid them. They distract themselves, ignore their thoughts, or push their feelings aside. But when you regularly have conversations with yourself, you start noticing patterns. You understand your triggers, your desires, your habits. For example, instead of just feeling upset, you might realize, I'm not angry, I'm actually feeling ignored. That level of awareness changes everything. Because once you understand yourself, you can start improving yourself. Fifth, they build inner confidence. Psychology shows that the way you talk to yourself shapes your self-image over time. Your inner voice becomes your most consistent influence. If that voice is critical, it can slowly break your confidence. But if it's supportive, it can build strength from within. People who talk to themselves positively often say things like, I can handle this, I'm improving, I'll figure it out. And even if it feels small in the moment, repeat it over time, it becomes belief. So if you've ever felt weird about talking to yourself, maybe it's time to see it differently. You're not strange. You're processing your thoughts. You're not alone. You're building a relationship with yourself. That voice you hear, the one you speak to, it has power. So start paying attention to your self-talk. Make it calmer, kinder, more intentional, because the way you speak to yourself eventually becomes the way you see yourself, and that shapes your entire life. If this made you understand yourself a little better, subscribe to Mindnest Psychology for more deep and powerful insights into human behavior and personality.